Hi everybody! Today I am going to be talking about finding ourselves. So my last real video that I put work into and I edited was about how we lose ourselves. Today we are talking about finding ourselves and finding ourselves through these tests. The first question I think that someone asked me in my live stream today was, are you into astrology? Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yes. Yes, I am. I enjoy using it for horoscopes, more so long-term horoscopes. But what I like it for even more is personality typology. I know you've all read your sun sign description. Some of you were like, oh yeah, that fits me. And some of you were like, whether you believe it or not, I think it's a really cool tool to take a deeper dive into who you are and see what people say based on the alignment of the stars. What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? How can you grow to embrace your better qualities while being aware of and able to then work on your negative qualities? So I really like astro.com. Type in all of your birth information and it can give you a really great overlook. My two favorite things about that website are the personality portrait and the short report forecast. So your personality portrait is the personality typology using astrology, and not just your sun sign, but your sun, your moon, your rising, all of the planets, what sign all of the planets are in, and the rotation of your natal chart, so what your houses are. And I know that sounds really, really complicated. Another thing I recommend is sun-moon sign combinations. So after you've typed everything into astro.com, Google sun-moon combinations. Let's see what it's called. The very first website that shows up, at least for me, is astrology-numerology.com/sun-moon-html. Enter your sun and moon sign combination. Pisces, Sun, Capricorn, Moon, and enjoy. Something I discovered recently that I shared with you right away that I didn't know would impact my life as seriously as it has. Guys. Oh, it's just one guy. He's entertaining himself. I shared with you right away when I discovered the Myers-Briggs test. I am an INFJ. I'd say most days. And that doesn't mean that you don't have all of the qualities, both introvert, extrovert, feeling, thinking, observing, intuition, passive, judgmental. It doesn't mean that you're not both of those things, that you are only one. It just means that you sway in one direction, and the combination of how you sway in all these different directions has a certain effect. Think of baking. When you put this ingredient with this ingredient, what does that make? What does that create? And people have studied the patterns. They've studied problems that tend to arise in different types' lives. And learning about that has been really enlightening for me. So today I'm taking the Enneagram test. And I'm going to let you know what Enneagram I am. I just want to know a little bit about all these things and not take them so literally necessarily, but just use them as tools for reflection, which is my main jam. Again, referencing the live stream, people were asking me about narcissism, and my main focus for this year, 2 years of healing, of discovery, of all the main concepts, but not like diving deep into the concepts of narcissism and family dysfunction and adult child syndrome. Rather than learn really intensely about those things, I have been doing a lot of self-reflection and trying to figure out who I am, who I want to be, and how to get there. And I feel like the more I know and the better I understand myself, the better I can do that. But in total transparency, you guys, I am also avoiding the research part about narcissism and things because it's kind of depressing, and I like to live in happy land. And another little personality deep dive resource is human design, which someone told me about yesterday in the live stream, and I only barely looked it up. But let me see. 1-3 personality human design. You type in all of your birth information again, and it tells you all these different things, and I couldn't really tell you what they mean. But here's one little blurb about the 1-3 profile, which I am, apparently. 3 blurbs. Investigator martyr, introspection, adaptation. This is the kicker. A self-absorbed profile that seeks a solid foundation before feeling secure. Exploring life through trial and error offers wisdom of what does and does not work. Yes! That makes sense. You know, I don't want to say I'm self-absorbed. I just get lost within myself sometimes. I do love people, and I'm like a very something, but sometimes I forget to. I'm very something. Sometimes I forget to reach out to my friends because I have so much going on, I feel like, in my own life, and that makes me feel self-absorbed. So even that little bit of self-reflection, I'm like, I know more about myself now. Back to the Enneagram test. For better or for worse, I compare myself to others to assess how I'm doing. Another thing with these tests is you gotta be honest. I like to think of myself as partly who I want to be, you know, by tuning into the energy that I want to attract in my life. Living how I want to live. Happily, for instance. Just take the one right step in that direction, you know, and say it's already done, you're already there, you know? But with these tests, I think it's better to be really honest in a kind of brutal, harsh, sort of negative way. I'm gonna take the rest of this test and get back with you once I'm done. So what I'm noticing right now is that I'm not necessarily unsure of who I am, which is kind of cool. I feel like I was not sure kind of recently, and now it's like way easy to make these decisions. I can answer the questions on this test, so maybe I'm moving on in my healing journey. What do you think? See, this alone is making me think so much. One question was just, I have a real sensitivity to how my presentation is affecting others, and I can alter it if I have to. As empathic, movable humans, if we can tell that someone's down, you know, I think we know not to just be like this ignorant, super happy person. Like, we feel the other person's emotions and almost take them on. So I don't know what degree that is like being internalized, but for me it just sways me throughout the day. I can easily imagine all the things that might go wrong, as I have a really vivid imagination. You guys, my anxiety about this is crazy. I have the craziest imagination when it comes to like crazy bad things happening, like people dying or running away or leaving me in some way, catching the house on fire. And I think that has something to do with how I was raised. So I started out the video talking about how your nature has a lot to do with it, like the nature of when you were born and what you're actually composed of, but then there's also nurture. I like to think it's pretty 50-50 influence on a human and every other creature, animals, plants. So I do personally want to learn more about my past, about narcissistic abuse and dysfunctional family stuff, because I do think that's part of nurture and therefore part of who you are. I think I've just been trying to like figure out who I am without everyone else, because I believe that that's where healing happens. You know, you can't blame other people, and look to other people to save you. All of these things happened in our family, yes. But at the end of the day, we are the center of our lives. We create our lives, we make decisions, and we react to our world. And we have control over that, and that literally dictates our reality. So this imagining all the things that could go wrong with my vivid imagination, it's kind of a choice. And that triggered me the first time I heard that, someone saying that anxiety is a choice. But what if I used my imagination? You can use it however you want, okay? But what if instead of using it in this negative way, imagining all the terrible things that could happen and like exaggerating my bad qualities, what if I use it to think of all the great things that could happen and all of the opportunities there are in life and exaggerate my positive qualities? So this is hilarious. It says I'm Enneagram Type 4, the individualist, identity seekers, which is just funny because that's like the topic of the day. Seeking our identity. Who feel unique and different. Is that self-absorption coming to light again? Most 4s are aesthetically sensitive and concerned with self-expression and self-revelation, whether it be in the clothes they wear or in the overall nature of their often idiosyncratic lifestyles. What does idiosyncratic mean? Idiosyncratic. Relating to idiosyncrasy. That's the most annoying thing that's happened all day long. Idiosyncrasy. Syncrasy. A peculiarity of constitution or temperament. Oh my gosh, Merriam-Webster has a word of the day daily newsletter. I think I'm gonna sign up. Thanks for subscribing. You're on your way to learning something new every day. I love that. How cool. Okay, Enneagram number 4. I'm almost done. On the 3rd paragraph, 4s are somewhat melancholic by disposition and under stress tend to lapse into depression. They tend to be self-absorbed even under the best circumstances. It's weird when these things start to, oh no, I'm running out of battery. They start to line up. Like that 1-3 personality for human design said self-absorbed. Enneagram's saying self-absorbed now. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this chat and are inspired to find out more about yourself. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much. I feel really connected to you guys right now. I appreciate you. I really, really do. Peace.